Vegito! Let me show you how far more you can go.
Alright, so in this one, I'm bringing to you guys my first tier list of 2024 here, and it's not a typical either top 10 tier list and even a full unit tier list. I'm going to be doing the 5 best units in the game of each color, and I'm going to be adding the honorable mentions. All of these standard rules do apply here for making this tier list, so it's not just individual basis. We're going to have team dynamics, equipment, colors, and just overall meta snapshot for all of these characters, right? But we do have a very interesting kind of meta going on. It isn't as diverse as it was maybe a month ago. Ever since like the Legends Festival characters, we did just kind of get a, staple set of setups between like Saiyans, Fusion Warriors, Hybrid Saiyans, and, etc., right? Movies. And, we're seeing a lot of older, not older teams, but different, Ginyu Force every 120 games, or maybe DB Saga every 120 games, or something like that. Like LOE, there's still random shits running around here, but I am going to be going over some of the best cards in the game right now for each color. And, this is before the GT campaign buff as well. Obviously, this is post Zenkai Super Saiyan 4, so he is going to be added to the list because he is one of the best green characters in the game. But as well as, we're going to be adding a tier list. Let me know in the comment section if I could do, or I should do a tier list post the new buffs, the new characters that we do get this next week. Just let me know in the comment section below. But we're going to start out here with maybe some easy ones, some just flat out yellow. Best character in the game, arguably, the lowest I can put him is top 3 because there's 2 other characters that are low-key on par with him, not only team-wise, but individually, and that is going to be the LF Beast Gohan and LF Goku and Bardock. So I'm going to immediately, since we're talking about the 3 of them, add them onto the setups here. Since Goku and Bardock are first blue, I'm going to slap them on the blue tier, but they can be considered green as well. And there's that. But I'm also going to slap Beast Gohan on the red. These 3 characters are the best of their colors, and they also dominate the entire PvP scene, right? So I do think Saiyans is arguably the best team in the game right now, whether it's the UI, Goku, Bardock, and Pikkon setup, or, variants with Goku or Gogeta 4. You can actually run the 3 of these together on a setup. I wouldn't say it's the most cohesive, but it does work. The utility in a lot of the best setups are just ridiculous, right? Insane rush protection from the Revival Pikkon. By the way, probably just throw Revival Pikkon since we're talking about him here. I just can't help but talk about characters without their teammates, right? So the second best green in the game, I do believe, is this. I haven't, this is just like a raw kind of list here, but this is to the starter here. So UI Goku, very powerful gauge slash, you're able to dodge, forward art strikes, blue cards, and then on top of that, that lock-in is what really sets him apart from the game. I think it's very toxic, as well as drawing an ultimate on top of that, because you're sniping characters, which kind of eliminates majority of the purple usage in the game. However, greens, we just got a new green unit. You're seeing a ton of greens flood the game, and greens almost feel free to the point where you can just run mono green setups. There's actually a brand new mono green setup, whether it's this Goku Vegeta, keep saying Goku Vegeta, Goku Bardock, Pikkon, and Gogeta 4 for a mono green setup, double rush protection with indestructible revival, and then of course Gogeta 4 actually has anti-revival, so you can get a secondary rush, get damage inflicted, all that good stuff. But yeah, the setups, a lot of these setups with these characters specifically are just too stupid. Gohan, I feel like it doesn't even need to be explained, just infinite vanishes, literally blue cards, green cards, healing, vanish removal, the utility stupid. This guy, just the AoE green cards, the having 2 different colors is extremely powerful as well, the rush protection, the damage, the team options, the Zenkai bench. So characters that have a lot of Zenkai bench options usually, age really well on top of having really powerful setups. So Goku and Bardock having 2 colors means there's a lot of different bench options for them, especially with this party right here. This team in the game is probably the best still. So the party of these 3, Beast Gohan really just fits on any setup that you slap him on, whether it's leader slot, whether it's double red yellow with UI, whether it's double red green with Piccolo or Pikkon. You name it, the setups are pretty disgusting, right? Movies, Hybrid Saiyan, Sun Family, these guys are primarily Saiyans, God Key, Uni Rep, etc. right there. But to move on here, we do have It's pretty much this. I'm not going to lie. The meta heavily revolves around some of these options here. I'm going to put the second best red in the game as UVB. Fusions are still very powerful, especially with the G4 buff. I don't want to add G4 to the list quite yet because I don't believe he is the third best green. But this guy's also, you know, powerful leader slot options. Very just individual based kind of rating right here. You could put him. Don't even think I could put him farther back as the third best red in the game. He is just too good. You know, it's him or him. Like Beast Gohan or UVB here. It's, you know, the AoE ultimates. The damage, the constant fill up of the gauge, the cover nullification, the counter green card, the way he goes type neutral, rush merchant, all that stuff. Pair him along any of these Saiyan characters, especially this Hycon Gogeta, which everyone doubted on his initial release. However, he did receive the most buffs during this Legends Festival, whether it was all his Saiyan team options, the fusion team options, the Zenkai buffers, the equipment, literally got flooded with buffs. So yeah, Hycon, I know a lot of you guys don't have him, but he is probably one of, if not the most valuable character in the game that people do not have. Also, I guess you could kind of mention this guy. He had a really bad banner, but has leveled up. He was really high already, like value-wise when he dropped, and he's just recognizably, even arguable best in the game. I think if you'd put 1, 2, or 3, any of these characters at 1, 2, or 3, I'm not going to argue with it. But like I said, this is not a top 10 list, top 15 list, but I would probably put this or this guy at number like 1, 2, or 3. I even have trouble deciding. Honestly, this would be the order I'd have it at. Beast Gohan first, UI, and then Goku and Bardock, or something of the sort right here. You could also do this. I think Beast Gohan is too far ahead individually, and he could just fit on any team in the game. So unfortunately, where is this going? Okay, so I'm getting out of hand here, placing units in positions right there, but blue, I had this in blue the whole time. This is green. Okay, so number 1 green in the game. He's the number 1 damn. See, I had this guy categorized as green as well, so that's why I kind of had him there. But yeah, Pycon, number 1 green in the game, technically, if we're not including the dual color here, because Goku Bardock does start out with blue. So I'll have him as that. And I guess we could slap a purple here, but like I was saying previously, there are a ton of greens in the game right now, so which does add a lot of value to purples. I'm going to give Jiren the best purple role in the game just because Universe Rep alongside UI, alongside the next best green in the game, Evo Ken. So this combination right here is really gross. The next best blue character will probably be MVP 17 on Universe Rep. So Uni Rep still a insanely powerful blast-oriented setup. And with the amount of greens, right, I believe I had personally 5 different greens in the top 10 right now from... Don't want to spoil this list, but yeah, having a purple running around is not bad. And with the amount of options that Universe Rep does have, you can actually run a full color wheel and not bring in this purple Jiren if you don't want to bring him in if you see UI, right? You're seeing him every other game, so it's kind of a risk-reward type scenario. Even with UI on the field, I don't think it's going to completely snipe this Jiren with MVP on the team, protecting you from, you know, reducing ult damage. And then this guy, if you build him full tank, pure defense against Saiyan, stuff like that, he does not only stupid damage, he has rush protection, he has rush buffs. I think people are really sleeping on this character. I've seen a lot of people mention that he's not top 10 right now because of the current Zenkais or the units. There's too many greens. How is the one counter for 5 different greens in the top 10, arguably? There's no purple. How does that make any sense? I guess you could argue a couple other purples that are good, but androids, right? Cell is not in the top 10. Goku Frieza, arguably not in the top 10. Jiren's pretty much it with the Universe Rep setup. I don't think there's any necessary movements for a purple character on a lot of teams right now, but if you were to add one, I would say, yeah, green's a really free color because the only purple you're going to truly be seeing often is this Jiren. All right, we're going to obviously touch on all the colors no matter what if they breach out of the top 10 here. But secondary, what? We could do secondary purple, secondary yellow now just to kind of fill the void. I mean, MVP is pretty obvious. Blues are also getting out of the top 10. I think I put MVP at number 10 specifically, and Janemba not even reaching the top 10. Janemba just feels way too squishy for this meta. He literally gets one-shotted off a blue card from Gogeta Blue or any other green that you face. Janemba is an extreme liability. 17's in a similar place, but I still think he has some value countering not only Beast Gohan, but just being protection or like all the utility that he does do, right? Reducing ultimates, blue cards, rush protection. and amongst everything else, which Janemba does not do, unfortunately. He's a really offense unit, and with all the greens, you can't be offensive because they're just tanking everything. There's only one red you're really seeing is Beast. I guess you see UVB every now and then. Red is kind of like a low color as well. But, you know, you're seeing Beast, you're seeing Pan, you're seeing... barely see Ape, but we're going to put him on this list. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, MVP makes the secondary blue spot yellow. This is a little... like I said, the top... these guys right here run the game. These 4 characters. Everything else is like a... even Evo can, I guess you could say it. I feel like he's being a little bit slept on, but his combo potential damage, uni rep is really, really gross. The next blue. I feel like it's really easy to add the next blue, so I'm gonna do it. Janemba. I don't want to sleep on Janemba for the fact that he's a very powerful character. I've seen a lot of people mention, because I posted a top 10 list on my community page on Twitter, and bro, he's not making the top 10 list specifically for the meta, right? He's great individually, cover null and entry, the counter, ultimate, damage, movies. He has the teams, he has the... it's just simply for his color. Blue is down bad with how powerful green setups are. The fact that you can run a mono green team right now. SSJ4 Gogeta, Revival Gogeta, and Goku Bardock is a disgusting mono green safe combination. If you run into Jiren, that's like a little bit troublesome, but then again, Goku and Bardock have 2 colors which increase their value tenfold. So yeah, Janemba's great. He has great potential. It's just not the, you know, he's falling out of the 10, and for me, he's already fallen out of the 10. So it's just how it is. Too many greens to kind of, you know, go against him, but nonetheless, still one of the best blue characters in the game. If you're in the top 5 colors, you're a great character, right? If we're just talking top 10 characters, this is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 characters right here. Just keep that in mind. This is a top 25 list. But moving on to the next best purple in the game, I'm just going to say it's Goku Frieza. You know, everything included with them from their teams. Saiyans just got an insane buff, having 2 colors, the utility, the rush protection. You still can't rush them often. The gauge, the healing, the vanish restoration, the Zenkai buff options, the equipment. Goku Frieza has been incredibly slept on. Did they fall off? Oh my god. No, they did not fall off. You can argue other characters like Cell. You can argue characters... pretty much individually, Cell is fantastic, but what team are you running him on? Androids is not being ran. Regen is not being ran like that. Can run the teams. I'm not saying they're bad. Just saying for the meta that we have currently going on, Goku and Frieza is definitely better on like Uni-Rep, Saiyan / Sun Family with Beast going. There's so many different meta options. Goku Bardock, UI Goku. Any of these characters pretty much on this top row, you can be running Goku and Frieza with. So you could run them blast options, you name it, right? Even though they're a strike-based unit. I'm going to continue with yellow characters right now. This is a little bit of a tough option. I really, really want to... it's a really tough option because I really want to throw Gammas right here. And what movies team... like, you know, they're movies and they're androids. We're not running into androids right now. Androids is still very powerful. Individually, one of the better or best characters in the game, you know, amongst these guys. But are we really running into them right now? What is... like, what are our other yellow options right now? Golden Gliz, LF Bardock, Fat Tanks. Team-wise, this is a team meta snapshot. I think they're so good individually that I have to put them behind UI Goku. I really don't know if I could slap any of these other characters. If we're comparing it 1v1, just team-wise, it's a little bit tough. But at the same time, you can slap a lot of like leader slot options. MVP still works. Jiren still works. A lot of Blast. Evo Ken still works. If you want to leader them, Revival Gogeta still works. You make a movies, androids combination. I'm still going to have them here for the benefit of the doubt. You're not running into a lot of the subs that I'm saying with Gammas. It's really just UI. He's the only yellow currently in the top 10. So, and, you know, a lot of these colors and dynamics are very specific. So I'm going to keep the Gammas here. If you want to interchange it, it's fine. The next green on the list. So I guess we could do red, yellow, green, purple here. For red, it's between... I've seen a lot of people really gas up this Ape Vegeta, and I think he's fine. I think he's really great. Saiyan's just got an insane buff. You know, the AoE green card, the endurance, the damage. I'm actually going to add him here, to be honest. I'll probably add him here just because individually he's better than the next character I'm going to add. But the next character that you guys just added right now is Pan. So it was between these two. It was going to be like this, but I'm seeing way more of pan usage just because of Beast Gohan. So if you're riding double red-green with Pikkon or Piccolo, or, you know, her with pretty much anything, that's like the main setup. Movies with hybrids or even Sun Family, Beast Gohan specifically, I'm seeing way more of pan than I am seeing a Vegeta. But the benefit of the doubt, I've seen a lot of work before I made this list to kind of include a Vegeta ahead of Pan just for the overall team with Goku and Bardock, UI Sign, Revival Gogeta. He has a lot of Saiyan options specifically. And if you want to interchange these, I'm not going to be upset with you at all. I do think that if you wanted to put Pan above a Vegeta, you could definitely do it because of a team snapshot. But at the same exact time, a Vegeta just kind of clears individually damage out. Like, she's really just fodder, right? She's going to use support. That's pretty much it. Support, reduce sub counts, utility from support. That's all she does is support, and she exists for that very reason. So you can argue she's great. She takes tanks because the Zenkai buffers on the team. She's great. She's probably not passing a Vegeta. For a blue option, we're going to add the Sword of Hope. I feel like he's a little bit underrated right now, but on pure hybrid Saiyans, it's pretty much all you're seeing him on. We're getting less and less in the blue options. I've already told you guys. This 3 are kind of just falling off the map because of how many greens there are. But then again, there's some, every color has a bit of value somewhere. The worst color in the game right now being purple because of UI. Yeah, I mean, Sword of Hope, obviously everything he does include with Beast Gohan. You can run Pan, and that's the combination. Red, red, blue is a very powerful setup right now. I don't think you're seeing him on any other build in the game, whether you want to have like some mixed combinations. Future's not really being ran, but you could still run him with VB, and then maybe, or like with Gohan, throw VB on leader, something like that. He's definitely on some like leader slot combos as well. For yellow, I said it gets a little bit trickier here. I'm going to just go ahead and slap a golden Frieza there. Could be interchangeable with our next option, which is LL Bardock. If you wanted to do this, I wouldn't be mad. He's on every bench setup. I know we're not going to rate any characters off bench options, but being a good Zenkai buffer. But a great option for Saiyan teams like UI, Goku Bardock, Pikkon, you name it, a Vegeta. He's just a great other option. He's a little bit more blast focused, which kind of does disrupt the team just a bit. But at the same time, his utility as a platinum equipment, his stats, endurance, lock-ins, very powerful stuff here. I'm still going to put Golden Frieza above just for the... Dude, I kind of want to do this now. I'm not even going to lie. I just want to put Frieza above Gammas because Unirep is just more of a powerful team than anything you're seeing the Gammas on right now. I'm just going to be honest. This is a tough decision to make, but I think Golden Frieza is above the Gammas just from a team snapshot. Individually, this is the correct answer, but Golden Frieza above. You're not really running him because you're running UI on Unirep, but double yellows is a combination, is it? I don't know. You're running into a lot of reds. A ton of reds right now. This is a tough option. I feel like I'm going to get hate for this, but Universe Rep is way more of a relevant team than anything you're running Gammas. No one runs Gammas on movies. It's just facts. Like, you can do it, but it's not a thing because movies is heavily strike-based. Pikkon, I guess, last, but yeah. This one's a tough option. Yeah, either ways, I feel like it's like the same result right here. So if you guys wanted to do either or, it's not gonna bother me too much. Next green, I'm going to add on Gogeta 4. Gogeta 4 is him. He's the best LF Zenkai, regular Zenkai in the game, anti-revival. You have 2 very common revivals with Pikkon, Piccolo. By the way, I'm just going to add Piccolo as the best fourth green card in the game right now. The green, red setup. Movies with Gohan. You can run Janemba still. I guess there's a couple of purple options on movies. This guy, look, there's some blast options for movies, but it's like, I guess Gammas, Kid Goku, and Pikkon. But then again, said purples are really down bad right now, man. I want to throw the rest of the units on the team. Wait, have I only done 4 for each color? Holy snap, we still have a 5th. We still have a 5th. Okay, so this, I think, is the setup right now. This is what I'm doing for the top 4s, and we're going to release the 5th right now. But yeah, Cell, really good individually. Obviously, he's still partnered up with Gammas and MVP for a pure Android setup. solid team. However, you're just, no one's running purples right now. Gammas, 17 is too squishy, too many greens in the game. So, Cell gets cooked, 17 gets cooked. Gammas are pretty much carrying everything against any of the meta setups. 17, or the Android specifically, is not really doing anything great. This Goku's primarily ran on DB Saga. However, really running DB Saga, it's still great, but he carries the team heavily, and for the fact that UI Sign is dominating the field, he might not even want to be the best fourth. I'm honestly going to put Gogeta Blue above him because of fusions. Fusions, Gogeta Super Saiyan 4, Blue, Pycon, and VB. Fusions in a much better spot than anything you're seeing this Kid Goku. I think individually Kid Goku's above, but team-wise, meta snapshot, this is better. I would even argue this right now. I would definitely argue this just because Gogeta 4 buff. After post this buff right here, yeah. Rush, Nullified Rush, the Gauge, the utility. For being a year old at this point, he's insanely powerful. So, it's really just a team thing. And that's what I was going to get at. So the fourth yellow, or the fifth yellow, excuse me, is going to be this Fat Tanks, believe it or not. Fusions, like I just said, Fusions has so many options right now. And red, I'm going to throw hits on this red last slot. I think he's pretty underrated. Universe Rep is probably the team you're going to be wanting for him to be on. I guess you could run powerful opponents as well. Hits, Janimba, and even Jiron as a setup. But there's not too many options. Like, what can we go off of? This red Cell here, he's probably not making the cut. This red Piccolo is not making the cut. Gohan's not making the cut. There's not, yeah, that literally has to be it. So hits 100% on this list. The last blue, there's an option. I guess you could say Beast Gohan for hybrids, but I'm honestly going to throw this Name Goku for Saiyans. Saiyans being the best team in the game, having him as an alternate option for UI, Revival, Gogeta, Bardock Goku, any Saiyan setup Gogeta 4, this Name Goku probably clears a little bit Beast Gohan as an option, but if you wanted to do this, I wouldn't be upset. Honestly, Beast Gohan's going to go in the honorable mentions. We do have a list for that. Name Goku right here. I think he's still underrated with his key reduction. You're not seeing Janimba as much right now, so you want to run him, but it's just blues are down bad, so you're not going to be seeing him anyways. The cover nullification, the blast armor, very squishy stuff, but the snipe potential, he's still very much him. He can be in a lot of scenarios. The last green is going to be Revival Goku. A lot of blast setups. Green being very free right now. Revival, another Revival option. Uni Rep ran very well with UI, Ultra UI, and that's pretty much it. The Gauge, very high blast burst damage post Revival. Even before his Revival, getting all the utilities like an extra deck or the extra hand, right? You draw a new hand, you draw, you get cover nullification, you get type neutral, all that stuff. You get healing on green card. I think, pretty sure he does. But yeah, Vanish Restoration. He got a lot of utility. I think he's definitely slept on here. Some other... Okay, so we have the 5 right here. This is pretty much the entire list. I'm actually going to throw in some honorable mentions here that don't make the list, clearly, but that are also really, really good right now that you should definitely not sleep on. This is my initial honorable mentions right here. So the yellows go as follows. Jiren, Universe Rep, is still top tier. Kid Buu individually, still great. It's just he's only on regen. And, you know, Orange Piccolo's great. Janimba's great. You're just not running. It's really just not his time. I think individually Kid Buu's ridiculous. Goku Black, still pretty good. By the way, honorable mentions is not ordered. I'd probably still put Beast Gohan first. I'd probably put like Jiren in a second placement there. Ginyu, he needs to be ran on Ginyu Force. And yeah, any other option I don't think would even be close on like a list like this. But let me know if you guys want either a top 10 or a full unit list post this GT buff. I think I'm going to wait for that buff to make a new top 10 list. But don't really want you guys to trip over this honorable mentions. There's a lot of interchangeable. These guys are not being used whatsoever. Blue's not being used. Jiren is heavily replaced like 10 times. Like, you're running Golden Frieza over him and you're running UI over him. So yeah, Ginyu, really great purple. Purple's not being used. Goldo and Raccoon, great, but he's only ran on Ginyu Force Kid Buu. You're not seeing any of these characters. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Like, this guy's really good. This Cell is stupid, slept on as a red. I mean, I guess, but he's what, on Android? That's it. Regen? Yeah, I mean, I guess he's like pretty good. And this is the list, you guys. This is the honorable mentions list. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Happy 2024 as well, bro. Let's go.
Up all night, so you don't wanna wait on me. I'm about to catch my flight, so you don't gotta wait on me.